Hi, this is Dr. Debbie Collaros. Today I want to talk about a very unfortunate pattern that can really gridlock a lot of couples. I call it the chase. Now, most commonly, the chase happens with the woman pursuing the man, but that isn't always the case. So here's what happens. A couple have a conflict and they both get escalated or flooded. In other words, the nervous system gets overwhelmed. As a result, they step out of their cortex brain and they go into the defense brain. Now, different people have different predominant defenses. You've heard of fight or flight. What I commonly see is that men go into flight and women go into fight mode, and it becomes the chase, as in she keeps reaching out to have discussions about whatever the issue is, but she might be coming across with a lot of hostility and aggression and a very harsh start up to it, which is the fight response. This, of course, incites his defense brain, which then leads him commonly, not always, but commonly into the flight response, where he moves away from the conversation, moves away from her, and tries to avoid it. And of course, the one incites the other. The more he avoids the conversation, the angrier she gets and the more she pursues trying to have the conversation. And of course, the more she tries to pursue it with aggression, the more he shifts away from it. So it can become a very vicious cycle of one chasing the other to try to restore or to deal with the situation. So what happens is we need to stop and look at how we calm both parties down, or if it's only coming from the one, it can happen that the one is chasing and the other one is not being defensive, as in being aggressive, and the other one's not being defensive, or there is no aggression in the way that you're approaching the person and yet they get defensive anyway and avoid. Whichever it is, one or both parties need to be regulated, as in they need to learn techniques of how to calm the brain down so that the cortex comes back online, and then you can have the conversation because safety is restored. When you feel unsafe in a conversation, this is when your defense brain kicks in. So couples need to learn how to down-regulate the defense brain so that the cortex is back online to break this vicious cycle of the chase.